The transition to more sustainable food systems is accelerating, but real impact depends on how we use our resources more intelligently, reducing waste while creating new value. Welcome to the Impress podcast series, where we explore how research, technology and innovation come together to transform underutilized resources into sustainable food solutions. I am Dimitra Furkalidou from Reframe Food, and today with me is Rahel from Teagasc, who will actually introduce herself. Welcome, Rahel.
Thank you, Dimitra.
So, Rahel, could you tell us a bit more about yourself and how your work is connected to the Impress project?
Sure. Hello, everyone. My name is Rahel Suchintita. So basically, I'm working as a project manager in the Impress project. So I am from Teagasc. Teagasc is the coordinator institute, and I have a PhD in agriculture and food sciences from University College Dublin in Ireland. And my PhD focused on developing a seaweed-based biorefinery. And I believe this kind of work which I had done in my PhD really drew me into the scope and objectives that Impress project has, and that made me more excited to work as a part of this project.
Thank you so much for introducing yourself, Rahel. Could you describe now for us a biorefinery in the context of the Impress project?
Okay, so by biorefinery, if I explain in very simple terms, it starts with the word bio, so biological. So we start with a renewable biomass. For example, if I say a seaweed is a renewable biomass. It grows in the oceans. It's available in plenty because the oceans covers the maximum surface of the earth, as we know. So we take a biological raw material, a renewable biological material, and then what we aim is we convert it into several high-value products. And when I say we convert it, we use several mechanical, physical, enzymatic or other biological processes or any other chemical process, sustainable chemical processes to develop different value-added compounds, be it biomaterials, biofuels, bioenergy, food, feed ingredients, etc. And what we aim is to develop a zero-waste process. So when we utilize the raw material in developing all these different products, we use it in a stepwise way or a cascaded way, so that in each step we get a particular product, until the end what we are left with is also a valuable product and not a waste. So every stream is a value-added product, and we ultimately end up with zero waste. So it's a sustainable process.
That's amazing, and it's very interesting, but I would like to get an example. If you could give us an example of a biorefinery that the project has developed so that we can understand it better.
I would love to explain one of the examples, and this is something that I've been also working in my PhD. So as I was mentioning about the seaweed biorefinery, and seaweed is one of the most valuable resources that is available to us, as I was saying, because it grows in the oceans, there's no dirt, or it is available in plenty. So what we did in Impress project is we took these seaweeds, which was grown by one of our partners in the project itself, Biorefineries. It was grown in Ireland in the Irish waters, and we took the seaweed and then we developed sustainable physical or biological processes that do not heavily rely on chemicals to have a more greener approach. And we use these green approaches or the green methods to first convert seaweed into laminarin, fucoidan, mannitol. These particular compounds have excellent uses in the pharmaceutical and the nutraceutical industry because they're very good antioxidants, anti-inflammatory compounds. This was the first step. Then the residue, the biomass that was left after extracting these compounds, we use that to extract proteins. As we all know, proteins have varied use in all kinds of industries, be it food, feed, or pharmaceuticals. Then again, in the next step, whatever biomass was left after obtaining the protein, we use that to extract fibers, and fibers have excellent use in the dietary fiber ingredients or in the feed uses. And ultimately, we see that the last product that we get in the whole process is also utilized. So the fiber, we started with the seaweed, we got fiber, in between we extracted antioxidants, we extracted proteins, and then finally fiber, and it completed the entire process and gave it a zero waste approach.
This is very interesting. Thank you very much for giving us this example. Could you let us know, what do you imagine? How could the biorefinery that is developed within the Impress project be applied in the industry?
Okay, so there are several seaweed industries, like not only the ones who grow seaweeds, but also the ones who are working on developing processes to extract the valuable compounds. So we would imagine it in a way that any pharmaceutical based companies or nutraceutical based companies who would be interested in the antioxidants, we could give them this solution that we have developed in Impress, and how we stand out from the traditional processes that are developed. Traditional systems mostly use chemicals to obtain these compounds, while in Impress we have developed physical, low energy consuming processes which gives us much higher yield of this product. So I think that is something which is very valuable to the industry, because industries always want something that is higher yielding, not taking a lot of energy while it is being produced. So these are the solutions which we have developed, and we believe we can propose the solution to the industry. We have also done work on scaling it up, so it's not only in the lab scale, but we have extracted or manufactured these compounds at a larger scale as well. So I think that is something that the industries would definitely be interested in.
Rahel, it was great having you here with us today. It was a pleasure meeting you, and it was great that you let us know everything about Biorefinery within the Impress project.
Thank you so much, Dimitra. It was lovely talking to you.
For those watching or listening, this episode is part of the Impress podcast series. If you want to find out more about the Impress project, you can follow us on social media or visit our website. Thank you for joining us today.